So last night we had the announcement of the new Dokkan Festival Super 17 coming to the JP version. We should see them released on the 6th actually, even though the announcement's today because they don't drop stuff over the weekend. The data download's going to be around here, right? So we'll see what's going to be in the data download tonight. Maybe there's a lot of free-to-play units and stuff, but something that we could potentially expect to see at the bare minimum in the celebration info is going to be the announcement for a new EZA. Now, obviously it's Super 17. You can see the title of the thumbnail of the video. MVP 17 is who many of us expect to finally get an Extreme Z Awakening. Now, just to preface, this unit has been a really good design unit for his time. He aged very well. Right now he's bad, right? But like for a while he was really good, because the 17 had really good in terms of what his role was meant to do. He had a very clear-cut role. A floating support unit with damage reduction. You know, he had some debuffs in there. Just very good for his time. Like having all allies key 3 and 60% defense, like as a support like that in 2018. I feel like that wasn't too common to have like a very strong universal 3 key and then 60% defense is a lot of support to add to a unit. And that was pretty good back then. And he is actually now the second oldest unit without an EZA. So it's no surprise that he'll likely be getting his EZA. I guess if we're going to talk about Android specifically, we could also see this AGL Android 13 potentially get an EZA, right? He's also in line for sure. We just got the not the Carnival Goku, the LR AGL Super Saiyan Goku EZA, which, you know, this guy came right before him. So it wouldn't be surprising if he EZAs as well, but I feel like it's gonna be 17, so we're gonna focus on him for today. But this turn 2 could be quite good if they do easy him properly, make him keep the support after this transformation, right? Could be really interesting. Make this target Goku and androids, and then make this target Goku and androids as well. I don't know why it was like different, because like, oh, you want to run him on the androids team, and then oh no, he actually wants to be on the target Goku team now. It's just really stupid. But that's a whole other thing. This 17 is really good. So I did have, in terms of his template, I'd say I should clarify because he's bad right now, right? I did have an actual concept made for him right here in this tab right here. We'll talk about it in a bit, but I actually do think this guy is going to be quite good. I not only just have the feeling about him. Usually when units have like a clear purpose and role, they end up being quite good. I mean, we could take a look at Blue Gogeta. His clear purpose, you know, the evasion plus doing some good damage, right? That blends really well together. Super Saiyan 3 Bardock's clear purpose is to be a defense, well, not a defense, my bad, the exact opposite of that, an offensive support unit right there. You know, while units like Kid Goku or Broly, they're really just there to do damage. They're not really doing anything special or unique about them that really will set them apart and aids well. This 17 has his damage reduction, which is a big reason why he, you know, aged well for a couple of, I would say, even years. Like in like 2020, this guy was still probably usable, I feel, in a lot of setups, right? Especially like at LR Goku and Frieza EZA'd, and I think that was in what, 2021, and this unit you could still kind of pair with them, right? So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, here's my design for this guy. Leader skill doesn't really matter, but I think he could be a really interesting androids leader if they do make him very good. Very excited to see if that's going to be the case here. Super attack effect, I gave him 50% attack and defense raise for the turn, immense damage, and then it greatly lowers attack and defense. Now, obviously, there's a couple ways they can go about this. They could just make it a normal attack and defense raise for the turn, 30% instead of 50%. Obviously, 50% would be ideal. Alternatively, they could also just say, hey, maybe we give him stack and defense. Now, that would probably be best case scenario with his, you know, damage reduction if he does have stack and defense. So I kind of went with the median, where instead of, you know, having a 1-turn raise of 30% or stacking defense, just a 50% raise for the turn. That could be really good, especially considering, you know, events right now are kind of more centered towards being shorter fights. So since most of the time you're gonna be in a shorter fight, I feel that having just the 50% raise would likely be better overall, especially like turn one situations than having the stacking, especially since he's probably going to be a unit you're going to be floating off, right? He's going to be a perfect, slot 6 unit, and that's kind of what they design a lot of these EZAs to be as well, which is another reason why his EZA could be really, really good here. I just made this great lore attacking defense. It could just be normal, right? It doesn't really matter. This could be important though for, like, let's say Meta Cooler Core. There's some events that you could debuff, right? There's also burst mode could be useful in that, right? So his passive skill, I gave him actually 170% attack and defense when performing a super attack. This is probably more than they would give him. I just went with 170% because 17, obviously. I think that with this, that would be a really, really good start. This guy definitely would like to get some sort of defense when attacking. He already has defense start of turn because he does give the support buff. I did increase this to key through in 70% defense. They're likely just going to increase it a bit. I don't really expect this to change too much, if they even want to change it at all. If they were going to change it, I think, again, 10% defense at most is what they would add to this, because 3 keys, 70% defense would be a very strong support considering it'd be all allies, right? Like, that's good even now, right? So that just shows you, the 17 was ahead of his time, I feel. Now, one thing that has to really change, I think, reduces damage received by 40%. This is just going to be standard start of turn. I think if he really is going to be good, he needs to not have this restriction on his damage reduction, at least this 40% here. Or maybe bare minimum, they give him, like, a set amount of damage reduction, then an additional set after you're under 77% HP, which is what I did give him. I gave him an additional 17% damage reduction when receiving an attack when HP is 77% or below. Now, this is important because the way I worded this is that it could activate mid-turn. So let's say you get hit with a super attack by the 17 and you fall under like 60% HP or something. This guy, when receiving an attack, right, it just have to be after that very first next attack he receives, he'll gain the additional 17% reduction, which could be useful against especially bosses that multiple super, or in certain situations maybe your type disadvantage, or let's say another unit in the rotation gets hit with a super attack and the 17 is at the end, right? It could be helpful for those situations. Or maybe you're just start of turn under 77% HP and you have the full 57% reduction. 57% damage reduction is a lot, and I feel like maybe I'm asking for a little too much there. If we're gonna be a little more realistic, maybe they gave like 30% and then another 50%, or no, not 50, total of 50% under 77%, right? And so it'd be like reduces damage received by 30%, then reduces your damage received by an additional 20% when you're under 77% HP, right? Throwing out all these numbers, right? But you guys get the, what I'm kind of trying to say here. Oh my goodness, that sentence, like that, those last like 3 sentences I said were just a whole, just mumbled mess, I'd say. I don't know, I can't speak apparently. It's 2 a.m. It'd be like that. Anyways, now the final part of his passive that I added, he gets an additional 70% attack, and then all allies gain attack and defense plus 17% for 3 turns, self-excluded, when this character is the third to obtain key spheres in the turn. Let me actually remove that there, but this is very similar to the Yajirobe effect here. So this is, obviously the Tech Yajirobe is literally word for word his passive starting from here. Again, where he does give the support off rotation. Now, that's just, again, me leaning into them really making this guy a support unit. And this right here, extra attack, would be nice. It would actually make a pretty significant boost in his damage if he's a floating unit. And because of this, right? He has this attack and defense 170% when attacking. But there's no other start of turn attack for this guy to really benefit from that for him to do good damage. So that's why I gave this here. Again, his roll's not damage, but having the extra damage could be helpful. I don't think that they would like make this defense. So I think, they would probably just add attack there, because they kind of like to at least balance out the unit a little bit in terms of these easy A's. I just feel like they wouldn't have like one 70% defense here, then another 70% here, but who knows? They could. Maybe they'll make this guy a mega defense tank and he's just a god for like 3 years, who knows, right? Obviously just the 17 theme right there. Not as strong as 20% obviously, but not that big of a difference to miss out on it. But this would be really, really powerful for him. Now there's other options that they could give him if they want to explore some avenues. They could maybe give him damage reduction support. I don't think they would do that, but that would be really cool if they do want to give this guy some damage reduction support. I know that the AGL Super 17 has like 17% crit chance to like target Goku allies, I believe specifically. Like, let me confirm that. He gives 17% critical hit chance, right? That AGL Super 17 with his EZA. That's like the most useless like thing to remember in his passive, but he does have that. A lot of 17s do support, right? Yeah, there it is. Target Goku's chance to crit plus 17%, which is actually a pretty big thing. I feel like getting 17% extra chance to crit right there, people overlooked that for the 17. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my design. I want to know what you guys thought, what this easy would be. So let's take a look at a few comments. But yeah, 17 is pretty dead right now. So hopefully this guy is going to be really, really good. Or maybe we'll get another Dokkan Fest 17 soon, right? Let's see. We don't 100% know though. They could easy 13 because he's a villain. Yeah, I mean, this guy's gonna easy it. Come on, he's gonna easy A. I'm pretty confident. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Again, it could be 13, like they said, right? I brought up 13 already, but it's gonna be this guy. There's no way. Okay, greatly raise defense on super unconditional 40% reduction. Yep, more reduction with some condition. I agree. I don't know. I mean, on a super attack effect, maybe that could be interesting, but. No, because you want this guy to be a floating support unit, I feel. So him having reduction after he supers, like, I don't really see the point in that specifically. Large enough starter turn defense. I agree. He definitely needs a good enough starter turn defense as well. But again, I see him as a float unit, so it's not the biggest deal ever. I mean, yeah, I guess in my design to have all of his defense when attacking, right? I mean, that's why, like, if he's stacking, that could be a situation where it's a little different, right? They could easy these two. I guess so, but that, I don't know, like, it's gonna be boring. This unit, when did this GT Goku come out? I don't even remember. I guess, no, he awakens with the, oh, they added the revive thing here. That's cool. He awakens with the Super 17 event medals, right? I mean, I guess he could easy A, sure, but probably not. They don't really do bounty units like this. But yeah, no, he does awaken from the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku medal, so I doubt he's going to get a sub EZA. He'd likely be a sub EZA part of that event, so I wouldn't anticipate that, unfortunately. Though this Goku could be interesting, I guess, sure. Tank and more support, yeah, everyone wants him to be tank. Want him to be good. No HP restriction. Guards, I mean, maybe they'll give him guard. Like, what if he has guard and then reduction under HP? Because there is one unit that actually does do that, and it's another 17. So that's why I do bring that up. It's the Hachan and 17, right? If you take a look here, they have guard for 8 turns from the start of turn, and then they reduce 25% damage reduction when HP is 80% or less. So maybe this, this 17 has guard even for the first like 7 turns or something, and then you have the damage reduction under the HP threshold. Like, that could be interesting. That could be something they do. Additionals won't really matter unless he gets a super attack effect, right? 90% damage reduction against everything. I don't know if they would do that. I doubt it. More defense and easier reduction. I don't think this guy would easy A. No HP restriction and reduction, base defense, stacking attack and passive. Yeah, again, damage reduction support, again, a lot of people look like they want that. And the unconditional damage reduction is, again, what everyone wants to see from this guy. I don't think his role is going to be a slot 1 unit. Me personally, I wouldn't anticipate these easy A's to become like really good slot 1 units. I mean, unless he gets the guard damage reduction thing like this guy has, he likely isn't gonna be like that because, again, his buffs just in structure are usually on super attack here. Like, this is gonna become attack and defense on super, and then this is not gonna be enough on its own unless they give him like just 170% defense start of turn, then 150% attack when performing a super like that. That's also possible, right? There's a lot of avenues they could take, which is really nice. Because this guy is so old. Like, again, well, I'd say he's so old that they could really take him anywhere, but he has like a kit that's more modern. Like, this does that sound crazy, like, compared to other units in 2018? Like, this guy was ahead of his time, I'm telling y'all. But yeah, let me know what you guys would like to see from the 17 EZA. We could even potentially see him in the data download. Like, once in a while they put the unit in the data download early, even though we didn't have any of the like Twitter info. I want to anticipate that maybe they tweet him right before the data download, but who knows, right? We'll have to wait and see. The data download should be, at least when this video goes up, it'll be in like how many hours is that? Like, you know, 8-9 hours by the time this video goes up, something like that. So yeah, let me know what y'all think, and of course I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.